Once again, good friends, welcome, new subscribers. I'm Brian from Apex Detail. Today we're going to take a look at Menzerna's version of a 3-in-1 or an all-in-one. This is called the Menzerna 3-in-1 Cut, Polish, and Wax. And although I'm going to show you this product, I'm going to show you how it can cut, how it can finish, how it protects. We can cut to the chase because I value your time as much as mine. The product falls just a little bit short in cutting. It's okay at protection. It does finish great. When it comes to protection, it claims a couple months. In my environment, hot summers, hot humid summers, very cold, windy winters, we're looking at a few weeks to a month. So let's head out into the shop. I have a panel ready and we can demonstrate this product. I could show you everything it will provide for you. The Menzerna 3-in-1 comes in three sizes: 8 ounce, 16 ounce, 32 ounce, the largest being just under $50. It's able to do some cutting. It can cut minor swirls, minor defects, maybe a little bit of water spotting, but it finishes down rather well. Its protection, well, you have to take in mind it is a carnauba. It's laying down a nice thick layer of carnauba. So this panel is ready to go. We're just going to prep it with an IP solution. We're going to tape off a little test area, and we're going to get this going. I mentioned earlier the all-in-ones are pad dependent, and that's true. If you're going to remove some minor imperfections on, a decent finish, you can go with a light polishing pad or the Eurofiber 50/50 blend. This panel here is absolutely trashed, and in the test area it's swirled. I put some buffer marks in there purposely. So we're going to use the long throw polisher here with a Lake Country low-lint pre-wash lamb's wool pad. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut with it first, two different ways. And then I'm going to use the exact same product, the 3-in-1, to finish with a different pad. So we've tested these products often with the Eurofiber 50/50 pad and polishing pads just doing a one-step. I'm going to show you how you can use products like this to both cut and finish depending on the pad that you choose. So again, we're going to start out with the Lake Country lamb's wool pad here. This is going to be correction speed, 1 inch every second or two. Moderate pressure the first pass, something similar to a firm handshake. And then the second pass or following passes ease up on the pressure. So this being the cutting stage, you can use a microfiber pad, you can use a short nap, low pro wool pad, you could use a wool pad on the rotary. I like this pad here. This keeps the panel cooler. This keeps it within 20 degrees, the working area within 20 degrees of the rest of the panel, which is very important to keep stress down on the clear. And it does a great job at cutting. Not quite as aggressive as a microfiber pad, but it's a trade-off I'm willing to take. It does finish down further, however. But all of these cutting pads will leave a little bit behind for you to finish up with some sort of finishing pad, either the black finishing pad, a white light polishing pad, or even a yellow polishing pad, depending on the hardness of the clear coat. Alright, so the product has done exactly what I needed it to. The panel is absolutely trashed. There are defects through the clear into the base coat, so it removed what I would expect it to remove. We could just then follow up with a finishing pad or a polishing pad. And that, of course, will remove the hazing left behind from some of the more aggressive pads that you could use to cut. You could successfully get results from both a dual action or orbital polisher and the rotary alike. And I'll demonstrate with the rotary here real quick. This is a Flex PE8 compact rotary. Although great for small spaces, it does a decent job even with a 5-inch backing plate on it. I often get asked how I season my pads. Well, before I get started, when I pull the pad out of the pack, I will thoroughly season it with Angel Wax QED. I can tell you any quick detailer will work. You can also prime the pad with whatever polish or compound you're using. There's no wrong answer there. As long as you get a little bit of lubrication on there, a little bit of priming of the pad, you'll be good to go. The Menzerna 3-in-1 has a long open time or cycle time. You can take your time, work the product for as long as you need to. There's no dusting whatsoever, plenty of lubrication there. And again, when it comes to cutting, it's okay, it's average. When it comes to finishing, it's fantastic. When it comes to protection, it's a carnauba. You know, it's what are you going to expect from carnauba? It's a wash-to-wash sort of protection. I have experienced no dusting whatsoever. The residue is light, becomes clear, sort of opaque as you're working it, so you can keep an eye on the panel that you're trying to correct. The residue wipes off easily. It's a user-friendly product. Right, so those were two ways that you can cut, two ways of many. Now I'm going to show you how to finish using the same product. Simply grab a finishing pad, a polishing pad. This is a Buff and Shine open cell white polishing pad. Keeps the temperatures down, does a great job at both finishing out and some very light polishing. I am going to use the Torque FX. It's a short throw, an 8mm polisher meant for light polishing and finishing. And we're going to finish this test panel out here. We're going to take the haze out of what's left after the cutting process. Again, using the same product, which is great if you're mobile. Just pack away your pads, your polisher or polishers, and the product itself. I hope these are helping, guys. In a lot of these videos I show you can get excellent results just using inexpensive polishers, entry-level polishers and pads, and having many ways to use one product. You can keep the overhead low, you can be successful and make money doing detailing, and you can get great results. You do not have to keep up with the Joneses and order these brand new expensive polishers. Half of them don't even last anyways. Yeah, they have great customer service, but who's going to wait and keep their car there for the next 3-4 weeks while you have your polisher sent out to get repaired? You need polishers that stand up to the test while you're working them, not customer service that stands up to the test after they break down. So I just want you to keep that in mind, guys, before you go and make these huge purchases, max out the credit card. So here you can see the protection. This is great for sheeting. This protection here that the 3-in-1 provides, you can see how it sheets, cuts down on water spots. Great for those of you who have that type of problem. Okay, one more quick test. This looks familiar. We use this type of test in our cutting compound series. This is the constant. This is what we use to tell some of the cutting compound products apart from each other. And we're going to use the 3-inch polisher and that exact same pad. This time we're going to adjust the test area, and we'll use 5,000 grit, 3,000, 25, 2,000, instead of going all the way down to the really hard 800 grit. So this is sort of geared more towards finishing products, and this is what we're going to use to test and tell the products apart when we get to our finishing and polishing series. That will follow the cutting compound series. And then we're also going to break out the gloss meter and see which one gives us the best finish, which one gives us best reflection and gloss. So I'm looking forward to the series. All right, we're going to run one trip down through the test areas and a return trip back, just like we do in the cutting compound series, and we'll check the residue, we'll wipe off the residue and see how it performed. Okay, the residue's light, easy to wipe off, no dusting. So we'll remove the residue. You can see what it did through the different sanding sections of the sand marks. You get an idea of what imperfections it can remove, and then the finish and gloss it can provide. It lays down a little bit of masking because of the carnauba, so if you want to see what's behind that, you need to use an IP solution, IP wipe. If you want me to correct a car, both cutting, polishing, and finishing using this product, I will do so if some of you guys are on the fence. If it helps just one of you guys, I'm happy to do it. All right, again, Menzerna 3-in-1. This is their version of an all-in-one. A cut, a polish, and protect. It's a carnauba product. Good for detailers, car enthusiasts, all car owners alike. Does a decent job. You got to remember, these products are pad dependent. So it depends on what defects you want to remove, how far you want to finish down, what result, what look you're going for. That will depend on the pad and the polisher you use. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. I'll catch you guys in the next video.